Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. So, as I posted on Kinky Curly Vicky on Instagram earlier, I said that today I would be doing a full review of my microblading experience. So if you or anyone you know is thinking of getting microbladed, check this out. So I found out about microblading, I guess back in July of this year. And I thought, wow, that would be something great to do for my wedding, which was in August. And then I looked up the prices. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a social worker. And $600 for one session, and then like $400 or $500 for the touch-up perfection section was not in my price range. And like, I know it's something that you should pay a good amount for because cheap isn't good, I know that, but I was just like, I guess I'll go back to tinting my brows and just drawing them on forever. And then in August, when I was on my honeymoon, there was a girl that I'm friends with on Facebook who got her brows done and they look great. And I was like, oh, where'd you get them done at? And she tagged the person who did her brows. And the girl's name, the name of her like company was New Boutique, and I'll have that information in the description. And I contacted her on Facebook and I asked her prices. She was only charging $175. 600 or 175. This is in my budget. And since I had saw someone that did it, I thought, why not? I did do my research and I looked up a lot of reviews on the young lady and she had no complaints. So I felt safe enough to go ahead and book with her, and I went ahead and booked for the beginning of September. So the day came and I went to the home and she was a little late, but that was due to circumstances beyond her control. So that was fine. So I get there and she like, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't watch, like I looked up reviews on her and I saw the before and after, but I didn't really watch any videos on how the process goes. So I had no idea what to expect. So she pulls out this big light and this big like massage table, and I sit on the table and she pulls out this big like light, gives perfect lighting, and she pulled out a stencil and put it on my head and she shaped my brows with a pencil. She showed me the shape, asked me if I liked the shape, and I did. So we went ahead from there. So once she had me all shaped up, she had me lay down on the table and she told me she was going to inject some dye, and I'm like have a pretty high threshold for pain, so I didn't think that this was going to be painful at all, and I was wrong. She told me the dye like sets better if it's put in prior to the numbing cream. So she takes the dye and it's in a little cup on her finger. She takes the needle and she just starts like poking me right in the eyebrow. Like it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. And then after that, she put numbing cream on each brow and put the saran wrap so the numbing cream could set it in. And it set, I think it was 15 minutes that it had to sit on there before she could get started. So once my brows were numb-ish, like after the time was up, she started on my left brow and she started at the back, and that part really, really hurt. And she said it was kind of normal for that part to hurt. These strokes hurt really bad the first pass. And these ones kind of felt like a deep scratch, but it didn't really hurt at all. Like you could feel it scratching. But like the numbing cream had worked really well at this part, but not so much back here. And then she would have hit to this brow, and it was the same thing, except this one even hurt up the front. Like this whole one hurt the first pass over. And after she finished, like after she did each brow, she put more numbing cream on the brow and put saran wrap over it while she was working on the next one. So about the third pass she started doing over, everything was completely numb and everything just felt like deep scratches. During the process, and I couldn't see myself, this brow had actually like swollen up, and she was a little concerned, like she was working on it and she was trying to continue to work on it, and it didn't hurt, but she said it was swollen. And this was at like the third pass over this brow, and that's when she asked if I had any type of allergy to dyes. He said some people do have allergies to dye. Luckily, I don't, and it wasn't an allergic reaction. But I had never even thought to look up or ask my doctor or get tested for any type of dye allergy. The number one thing that I would recommend you do before going to get microbladed, because I had never thought about it, and she didn't ask me until dye was already cut into my skin. So I can't imagine if it was an allergic reaction. You know, this is your face, and this is what everyone sees when they look at you. So you definitely want to make sure that this isn't a huge mistake. So that's the first thing I would say, is to make sure you're not allergic to dye. But the finished product that day was beautiful. Like, it was beautiful. I was so excited. Like, I had eyebrows, and like I was so like, Fenty had just came out, so I was going to Sephora the next day, and I'm like, I get to go to Sephora with eyebrows. I don't have to go buy eyebrow pencil. And when I woke up the next day, they were so dark. Like, they looked like they were just black straight lines. It looked horrible. And at the time, I was still putting the ointment on, because you have to put that on for 2 weeks. And it just looked so bad. Like, I was so regretting it. And I decided to go to Pinterest and look up the healing process, which that was another thing I had not done. I was just excited about having eyebrows. So I go look up the healing process, and that was normal for them to get really dark, and then when the scab falls off, they almost disappear again. So a week and a half later, my scab had fell off, and unlike what I saw on Pinterest, mine wasn't like non-existent. Like, it was perfect. Like, the strokes had really taken. There was one spot like right here that was a little light, and that was it. Like, it was perfect. So she did a great job, and I will tag her information. Like, I was so pleased. Like, I messaged her when they were held up, and I'm like, this is wonderful. Like, they took so well. So like I said in the beginning, there is a touch up, or you can call it a perfection session, and that has to take place 4 to 6 weeks after your initial appointment. Unfortunately, my artist moved from my city to another city, but she did have a partner here that I was able to get my appointment in with. So I went to her about 4 weeks out after, because I wanted my brows to be completely healed by this Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, because it's my 30th and I have to be fleeky. Because I went to her, and it was like the same thing again, except it was way less passes that she had to do over. There wasn't really a lot that needed perfected, because the young lady who did them the first time did a wonderful job. And my perfection session was only $75, and that was a deal coming from the first person. So the only thing about my touch-up session was that it hurt the entire time. And she put the numbing cream on, and she left it on, and it hurt. It hurt the entire time. Like, there were tears running down my face. But luckily, it was not a long session. And it was just 2 weeks ago, and it took about 6 days for my brows to completely heal. But I still put the ointment and followed the directions for 2 weeks. And I think they look marvelous. And I also think I'm lucky, because I looked up a lot of information after the fact, of course. But I looked up a lot of information about cheap microblading and how it can be dangerous, and how it can turn out terrible, and you can get infections if it's not done in a proper setting. Like, there are just so many factors that go into it, and like I said, it's your face. So don't do what I did. I lucked up, and the young ladies that did me were great. They had just got certified, and that's why they had the promotion and the cheap special going on. But they are, and they deserve to, going to raise their prices. Definitely, if you're going to get microbladed, be ready for a little bit of pain. It's not terrible, but a little bit of pain. If you've gotten a tattoo, you'll be fine. But be prepared. Make sure you don't have a dye allergy. Make sure that the person that is doing your microblading is certified, because there are people out here buying practice kits and using those. Like, practice kits are $20 on Amazon, and using those and doing people's brows, and they're looking horrible. And then that person has to pay to get the tattoo removed, which costs a lot of money. And some people are out here getting infections. There was a story where this lady lost her skin hair and has skin grafts. So do your research. Do not take it lightly. Like I said, it's your face. So definitely do your research. When you find the artist, read all their reviews. Read all their reviews, and make sure they are certified. So I will insert my before and after pictures right here. Here, and if you don't have brows like I didn't have brows, I definitely recommend it. It can last up to 3 years, and I love them. I am very, very, very happy with the outcome. I'm no longer buying brow pencils and all that crap. And but I like to swim, and now I can go to the beach in the summer and go to the pool and have eyebrows. So I am very happy with the results. As far as the two artists that did my brows, I will post their information. So if you live in either of the cities that they're located in, definitely check them out. Like I said, the prices are going up as they deserve to raise them because they are certified and they do a wonderful, wonderful job. So, once again, I'm Kinky Coily Vicky. I'm the owner of Kinky Coily Maine, and please like and subscribe. There's more to come.